Welcome, friends of the Greasy Shop Rag. Today we're going to take a look at a Husqvarna 550XP Mark II chainsaw. Customer complaint is, I don't know what the complaint is. They sent the driver with 4 saws and he did his best to try and remember what they told him. And the work order for this saw literally just has a question mark on it. Now I could call the owner of the business that has these saws and I could ask him what was wrong, or I could just accept the challenge and try and figure it out. I like a challenge, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Quick look in the tank. Doesn't appear that there's a fuel issue here. Quick look at the spark arrestor screen. I don't see any evidence of or remnants of bearing cage in the screen. If you have a plastic bearing cage that was destroyed and the parts end up in the muffler, they show up as melted plastic in that screen. Let's take a look under the hood. A little bit dusty under here, no big deal. How about the air filter? It hasn't been sucking any dirt. And I'd say the filter is probably in between maintenance cycles. Let's take a look inside the cylinder and make sure that we're not dealing with something that has a scored cylinder. We'll get this spark plug out of here. Spark plug looked pretty normal. And on these smaller 10mm spark plug holes, it can be a challenge to see what you need to see inside that cylinder. A lot of times I can just get a little bit of a glimpse over the top of the exhaust port, but with the camera we can glance in here and just make sure that there's no scoring going on. And I would say that what we're looking at here is pretty much just normal wear. I haven't put this on the computer yet to know how many hours are on it. And there I just did my best Columbo impersonation. For you older viewers, you'll know what I'm talking about. Alright, let's get this plug back in here. So what do we got? Good fuel, clean cylinder. Let's try and start it up. It's priming, decent. Well, wait a minute, I can't choke it. And if you look at the linkage there, the fuel return hose from the primer bulb is popped out of its little holder. And it's kind of jammed in the choke fast idle linkage. It's pinching in there and it won't allow the choke lever to be engaged. The air box has got a pin on each side that locates into a rubber bushing, and on this side here it's not in that bushing, so that's moved and it's not in the right place, which is affecting the linkage. It's already better there, and we'll get this hose tucked in where it belongs. And now we'll try the linkage again. Just checking my anti-vibe mounts. Here we go. We have choke function. We have fast idle function and fast idle release. So I'm guessing that the complaint was this one, is that they couldn't get it started. Maybe they knew the choke wasn't working. I don't know, but without that choke being able to close, it probably didn't want to start. Tightening the anti-vibe screws and This one that goes through the chain catcher, it's loose as well, but the chain catcher's broken. The two on the fuel tank here. I mean, everything took a half a turn, you know? It's one of those things that they should add to their regular maintenance list. So I'm going to pull this bar and chain off of here to gain access to that chain catch a little bit better. And I want to take a look at the rim drive and the clutch. Typical dirty clutch cover. Bars, it looks like it's been around the block a few times. We'll get this chain catch off of here. Alright, here's your part number for your new chain catcher. It fits on a number of models. It's a pretty easy repair. One screw out and one screw back in. Alright. The drum clutch bearing doesn't feel terrible. Should be lubed. I mean, it should be part of their regular maintenance. I don't know if they're doing that or not. If it sounded really dry, I would pop the clutch off of there. Making sure that the face of the bar where it mounts to the saw is clean, and blowing out the rails as well. I know I'm just wiping the dirt off of the bar studs. There's a big accumulation of schmutz on there. I almost put the clutch cover on without the chain. Must be the first time I've done this, huh? So there's nothing special going on here. We're just installing the chain, putting the clutch cover on. This has got the captured bar nuts on it. You're going to see here in a minute that things aren't the way they should be. So I usually bring the nuts up kind of close to snug. Tension the chain till the slack's out. And then I like to roll the chain and make sure there's no kinks in it. I was just double checking to make sure I had the chain in the rim drive because it does not feel right. Oh, that feels bad. You can see it's kind of notchy. I'm trying to read the size of the bar right now, but I can't quite read it. Double checking the rim drive, making sure I got the chain in there. Something's not right. So we're going to pop this back off and do a little bit more investigating. So it feels like that chain rolls over the nose sprocket pretty good. But doesn't roll over the rim drive very good. Just can't read the laser etching on this bar. It's too far worn. And actually I edited out about 5 minutes of video of me with a flashlight and a magnifying glass trying to read that dang thing. And it's just not there. It's not that big a deal. I'm pretty sure that the bar is 3/8 and we're We're going to check the chain right now and see what size that is. So there you go. The chain is 3/8. And it rolled decent over the nose sprocket, so the bar should be 3/8. We're going to want to take a look at the rim drive and see what size that is. Let's take a closer look here. 325. And the chain, 3/8. Well, ain't no good. So here's a 325 chain. And I'm just going to put it on the bar to confirm that the bar is not a 325. I already know that, but for video purposes, I want to show you. And you can see that that 325 chain does not fit that nose sprocket on that bar. So we're going to get a new 3/8 rim drive put on here. I don't know how a company this big has made this mistake. I suspect that operators are probably responsible for their own saws to some extent. Now, we could have either put a 325 bar and chain on here or a 3/8 rim drive. Well, obviously the rim drive is the cheaper option. They're like 10 or 12 bucks or something like that. Bar and chain's going to be, what, 80? Something like that. So we're going to convert the saw over to 3/8. And it did give us an opportunity here to grease that clutch bearing. Now I am just holding the stop switch down and burping this clutch on here. No, it's not torqued to spec, but it's not going to fall off either. Alright, let's bar this back up with the proper rim drive for a 3/8 bar and chain. Look at them go.
Oh yeah, maybe that feels much better.
Alright, we got it tensioned about where we want it. And now when we roll it, it feels really good. Smooth. And for you homeowners that don't do this all the time, rolling that chain on the bar is an important step. Sometimes things just seat in after you do that, and then you have some more slack you need to take out of that chain. And here I'm just writing 3/8 on this bar so that when I make the notes on the work order, maybe it'll make more sense to them what I got going on here. Blow a little bit of that schmutz out of the air filter for them.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that off. You know what?
And I was going to put the top cover on, but I still want to hook this thing up to the computer later. But right now I'm just going to try and start it and see if it runs. And if it does start and run, then that's all I'm going to have for you on the Husqvarna 550XP Mark II. It was all jacked up. Thanks for watching. Later. faked you out. I did the software update. Now we're going to try and start it again.